Hi everyone, let's talk about math. Math is not my strong suit, so I'm very thankful that Usborne Books and More have come up with some fun, creative resources that even I don't mind using. The first one being our illustrated math dictionaries. There you go. I'll just go ahead and flip through those quickly so that you can see what they're like. So here's the table of contents for the first illustrated math dictionary. This one has over 500 keywords and concepts. So you've got 0 to 10, basic counting, you have gentle introductions to multiplication and division as well, fractions. And this is a really great reference too. For if your child asks what something is and you're not sure, you can get this off your shelf. Same thing for the other two versions. I'll show you those as well so that you can see the difference here. Here's the table of contents for the illustrated math dictionary. So here you're going to talk about things like algebra, volume, prices, comparing decimals, adding and subtracting. So we're getting into a little bit more advanced things than the previous dictionary. You can see there's a lot more text on the page than in the first illustrated math dictionary. And finally, here's the Usborne Illustrated Dictionary of Math. So this is for our oldest children. So you can see here it goes through shapes and space and measurements and algebra. Go ahead and turn the pages here so you can see the difference there as well. And you can see that we're getting to even more text and much more complicated things like laws of exponents, for example. But still, this is one of the most colorful reference books that you're going to find out there for if your child has a question about something that they're having a hard time with. Going back to our younger kids for a second, we have Lift the Flap First Math. So this has over 50 flaps to lift here. Here's the first page. You can see that it has the different numbers on it. And once you open all the flaps, you can see a picture. So it makes it a lot of fun. It has these creative ways to add and subtract. In this case, 0 plus 1 bird equals 1 bird. So that's what the flaps are used for, so they can check their answers. There's a lot of bright, colorful pictures in here, and they use lots of different objects to count so that kids won't even know that they're doing math. Next one I want to show you is Lift the Flap Fractions and Decimals. So obviously for older kids, same idea as the first flaps book. Here's the table of contents for this one. So this one you're learning about decimals and percentages. So you can see here that you're using different things for fractions, like you've got the cheese over here. You have sailboats. This one says how much of each sandwich have we snapped up. So this makes some of those harder concepts become a lot easier for kids. In that same vein, we have Lift the Flap times tables as well. Here's what the table of contents looks like for that one. So you can discover why times tables are so helpful. You can see the times table down the side. Questions like, if each beetle has 6 babies, how many babies is that? So it just adds in that extra element of fun with and hands-on activity, getting to lift the flaps in this one as well. Speaking of activities, one of my favorite activity books is in this series. This is not a math book. If you saw my science video, this is not a science book. It's in this series as well. But this makes math fun. It manages to take math and show that you can actually use it to make things that are artistic. It talks about pattern and symmetry and shape. And so whether you have a math lover or a math loather, they'll love this book. And its sequel, which we just came out with, This Is Not Another Math Book. So if you already have This Is Not a Math Book, rejoice, because now we have a sequel to that one as well. And this one is going to go into 3D models, cutting and folding, all kinds of fun things. We also have Color by Numbers books. We have first Color by Numbers, and then we have this one, Color by Numbers. This is kind of an old school way to help kids have fun with counting while coloring at the same time. As far as activity books go, we also have the adding and subtracting activity book. We have the times tables activity book and the fractions and decimals activity book. These are fun because they actually come with stickers in the back of them that you can use to solve the various puzzles, and they're really brightly colored stickers too. So I'll give you an idea of what this one is like. So it starts off, this is adding and subtracting, talking about what adding and subtracting actually are. And then it gets into the activity portion here. So this first one says counting forward and backwards. It explains how to do that. And then it says the first flower pot in each pot has 4 petals. Count forward from 4 to find out how many petals both flowers in the pot have in total. Write your answers in the pot. So it's using really bright, colorful illustrations and stickers to teach the concept of adding and subtracting, or again, fractions and decimals, or multiplication. So if your child is struggling with any of these things, or even if they love math and they want to be challenged by the next thing up, these are a great idea. Thanks for joining me.